Every 20 minutes, another person dies aboard this plane, and there's only one reason: the killing won't stop until someone pays $150 million. The whole world believes the man behind it all is a federal air marshal named Bill Marks. But here's the truth: he's the one desperately trying to save everyone. So who's the real killer? Someone hiding among the passengers? Or someone else entirely? To find out, we have to go back to a quiet, rainy morning at JFK Airport. Bill Marks is not a happy man. He drinks before every flight, not out of habit, but out of grief. His young daughter died of cancer, and he has never really recovered. His job, though, doesn't care about his pain. As a federal air marshal, he flies undercover on commercial flights, indistinguishable from any other tired passenger, ready to act the moment something goes wrong. Today's flight is New York to London. While he waits to board, a stranger approaches him and, in a brief exchange, mentions that he's headed to Amsterdam. Bill barely looks at him. He has no idea that this brief, meaningless exchange will come back to haunt him in a few hours. Inside the cabin, Bill's assigned seat is next to Zach White, a young software engineer flying to London for a job interview. But when a woman named Jen Summers asks to trade for the window seat, Zach gives it up without much fuss, and Jen ends up beside Bill instead. She notices right away that he's a nervous flyer and tries gently to put him at ease, never suspecting the man beside her is armed, trained, and about to have the worst night of his career. Only the flight crew know Bill's real identity. To everyone else, he's just another passenger. A few hours into the flight, that secrecy starts to crack. Bill receives a text from an unknown number, someone claiming to be a fellow passenger. The message is oddly specific. It knows Bill snuck a cigarette in the lavatory, a federal offense for an air marshal. This isn't a prank anymore. Bill scans business class for anyone on their phone, finds no one, and moves toward economy. That's when the real demand lands. Set a 20-minute timer or someone dies. Wire $150 million to a given account. Bill sets his watch and goes straight to his partner, Jack Hammond. Sure, Jack is behind the sick joke. Jack shows his phone, proves he sent nothing, and shrugs it off as someone's idea of a prank. But Bill's instincts won't let it go. He takes it to the captain instead. The nearest airport is 95 minutes away, too far to divert on a threat they can't yet confirm. So Bill improvises. He pulls flight attendant Nancy and Jen Summers into a plan, scan the plane's live camera feed, and flag any passenger glued to their phone every time a new threatening text arrives. One by one, names get marked. And then, Jen flags someone Bill didn't expect: Jack Hammond, his own partner, phone in hand every single time. Bill brushes it off at first. Jack is clean, he tells her. But when the next message arrives and Bill sees Jack slipping toward the lavatory yet again, doubt turns to certainty. He follows him in and demands answers. What comes out is uglier than blackmail. Jack admits he's desperate for money and even offers Bill a cut to look the other way. Bill refuses. The fight that follows is brutal and fast. Jack manages to get a hold of a gun and aims it at Bill, and forced to defend himself, Bill snaps his neck. Seconds later, his watch goes off. 20 minutes gone. And moments after that, a new text arrives from the real hijacker. Jack was never the one sending the threats. A passenger really has died, exactly as promised, and Bill has just killed the wrong man for nothing.
The game resets. The hijacker demands the money again. And this time, the pilot delivers devastating news. The offshore account tied to the ransom belongs to Bill, not the hijacker, Bill. With his own partner's body cooling in a lavatory and his name now stamped on a criminal wire transfer, Bill can't risk telling anyone the truth. When he searches Jack's briefcase, he finds it stuffed with drugs, the real reason Jack needed cash so badly, nothing to do with the ransom at all. Flight attendant Nancy stumbles onto the body, but instead of reporting it, she chooses to trust Bill and starts helping him hunt for the real culprit. Bill moves through the cabin, questioning anyone who feels off: a doctor named Fahim Nasir, a bankruptcy attorney named Charles Wheeler, and an NYPD officer heading to his brother's wedding. Nothing sticks. Until he reaches Tom Bowen, the same man who mentioned Amsterdam back at the gate. Bill grabs him and starts questioning him right there. A TSA background check reveals Tom is just a schoolteacher. Someone paid him $100 to approach Bill and mention Amsterdam. Tom can't even point out who did it. Bill still keeps him close and under watch. And after one strange move too many, the other passengers start to see Bill not as their protector, but their problem. Then the second death lands. Not a passenger this time, but the captain himself, poisoned in the cockpit. TSA now fully believes Bill is the mastermind and orders the co-pilot to ignore him completely. Cornered, Bill turns to Zach White, the software engineer, who manages to master how to force the hijacker's phone to ring on command. Every passenger is made to raise their hands, and the moment the signal goes out, a phone buzzes in Charles Wheeler's pocket. Bill grabs him and starts questioning him, but it's already too late. Wheeler has been poisoned just like the captain. 2 bodies now, and still no real answer. While smoking again in the lavatory, Bill notices smoke drifting straight into the cockpit through a tiny drilled hole, the exact method used to poison the pilot. Outside the plane, the story has already been decided. News channels are calling Bill the hijacker, fueled by that ransom account and a viral video filmed by a passenger on their own phone of him dragging Tom through the aisle during questioning. Then, while trying to unlock Wheeler's phone, Bill accidentally triggers something far worse, a live bomb, 30 minutes from detonation. Since Air Marshal's bags are never searched, Bill realizes it can only be hidden in Jack's briefcase, and, buried beneath the drugs, he finds it, ticking. Stepping out, he's ambushed by Riley and a mob of frightened passengers, convinced he's finally lost control. He loses his gun in the struggle. But Tom Bowen, the man Bill wrongly accused, picks it up and instead of using it against him, hands it back, choosing to believe Bill's warning about the bomb. With one desperate speech, Bill convinces the cabin. The plan? Strap the bomb near the rear door, bury it under every suitcase they can find, and beg the co-pilot to drop to 8,000 feet so the pressure won't tear the plane apart. All while 2 fighter jets shadow them, ready to act the second they suspect a crash course towards a city.
Just as the countdown nears 0, TSA calls again. The ransom has landed in Bill's account, and now there's video proof circulating online. But reviewing that same footage, Bill spots something everyone missed. During the struggle with Tom earlier, he'd slipped his own phone into Wheeler's pocket. Tom Bowen is the hijacker, and his partner is Zach White, the very software engineer who just helped Bill fight back, who now grabs Riley's gun and shoots him, the bullet catching Riley in the shoulder. Tom overpowers Bill and reveals the truth. 13 years ago, his father died on 9/11, a firefighter killed on duty. And ever since, Tom has believed the country's entire security system failed. This was never a heist to him. It was a message about that failure. Zach only wanted the money, quietly split across 100 untraceable accounts. When Bill realizes Tom never planned to escape, that dying with the plane was always the point, he begs Zach to disarm the bomb and save himself. Before Zach can decide, Tom shoots him dead. With seconds left, the co-pilot finally chooses to trust Bill over TSA's orders and drops the plane to 8,000 feet, throwing the cabin into violent turbulence. In the chaos, Bill reaches his gun first and kills Tom for good. The luggage and equalized pressure absorb most of the blast when the bomb finally goes off. The tail is badly damaged, but the plane holds together long enough for an emergency landing in Iceland. Riley survives his shoulder wound, and Bill Marks, the man the entire world branded a terrorist an hour earlier, walks off that plane a hero, with Jen Summers waiting for him on the other side.